Let's start with Sony. A lot of announcements coming out of there. First, the Hiroki Totoki, the CFO, revealed they're planning to heavily increase investment in first-party efforts, over 183 million in the coming year. Shit like Returnal, I guess, is
Yep.
going to be more of that, which kind of makes sense with the start of a generation, I suppose.
Here's my question: Is that going to be new stuff, or is it going to be we're going to give the God of War team $80 more million this year?
Or we're going to buy other mid-sized studios to put shit out
Right?
with our
Yeah.
name on it. There's always that possibility.
Mhm.
They're also investing in Discord and planning to integrate it into PlayStation in 2022.
Well, that makes sense because Sony's chat shit on the PlayStation is like the worst. It's so bad.
Wasn't there a story about Microsoft courting
Yep.
Discord not too long ago as well?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so I seem to recall something about like Discord not necessarily wanting to be sold entirely, but they were appraised, and then Microsoft was looking at them. But now, it seems like Sony Interactive Entertainment has taken a minority stake in the company. So they're not buying out Discord, but they're buying a chunk of it.
They're spending money so that Discord has to be their friend.
And
You have to sit at our lunch table,
you
Discord.
do. You definitely do. And then the third thing they're spending money on, or rather making money on this time around, is some details coming out about the email from Sony to Epic Games in 2018 dismissing the idea of crossplay for Fortnite. Epic Games pitched crossplay to announce um, with Sony that Epic goes out of its way to make Sony look like heroes. And then there's a cross-platform revenue share that exists where Sony has to, or Sony gets royalties to offset the reduction in revenue from enabling crossplay in a game.
Sucks. Sony's essentially saying, "Do you want crossplay? Pay us a
Pay us
million
more,
dollars."
yeah. So
What
and
a
like,
what a bunch of dicks.
um, so if a game supports crossplay everywhere except for on PlayStation, it's likely because they don't want to pay that revenue share, that extra amount for that, which fucking, blows for the consumer end of things, obviously, you know? But
This
yeah,
is bullshit.
I mean,
This is crap. It's
I guess that
poop.
I guess that means that like, yeah, Power Rangers Battle for the Grid just took the hit, you know.
Yeah.
But not every
Or
game is
wasn't important enough for Sony to go, "You owe us $1 million." Maybe it's like, pay us 50 grand, and they're like, okay.
possibly. This document was particular to that thing, but we don't know if this is something that they're doing standard at this point for every game that requests it. But if a game like Battle for the Grid or whatever just has to like stomach that hit and be like, yeah, we want the game to be, we want it to be a universal experience for everyone on all platforms, and then they just fucking take that, then like, that's lame. That's shitty. Again, not consumer friendly there. Uh,
What?
Meanwhile, Microsoft is cutting the 30% fee it usually takes on PC games to 12% in a bid to compete with Steam and entice developers to the Windows Store.
What do you want? Are you upset about Microsoft changing its pricing?
I don't think I don't think that's going to be enough to entice people.
Oh no, because Epic also pays them millions and millions and millions of dollars.
I think the Windows Store is going to need a little bit more than that to throw its hat in the ring. It
Epic
holds you
literally goes like, "Hey, you're going to sell 2 million copies. Okay, we'll pay you that."
Yeah. Now Epic holds you at gunpoint, but like pays you to be at gunpoint. They pull a loaded gun out and they point it at your head, and then they start sending you tons of money, but they keep the gun. I don't see how Microsoft is gonna jump in third wheel here and just start fucking shaking things up. But hey, sure, cutting that fee down. We'll see. We'll see.
I'm sure devs appreciate it.
And then, of course, talking about fees on platforms.
Oh,
Epic
boy.
versus Apple has commenced. The trial began at 8:30 a.m. Pacific time.
It's been a mess all
in
day.
Oakland, and there is a live audio feed of the proceedings. But that's not all. There was an announcement that there would be a live audio feed, and it turns out that it's more than just an audio feed, because the 9th District Court cannot figure out how to mute attendees to the public call-in.
It was a fucking Zoom call.
So Epic versus Apple has kids talking on Discord simultaneously trolling the call, flaming racial slurs, and now Travis Scott music all playing.
And the judge is like, I don't know how to turn this off. How do I turn this off?
Judge Yvonne Gonzalez-Rogers appears to be struggling to figure out
What a perfect start. What a perfect start.
How to stop the kids. Yeah.
So I skimmed those court documents for the real case, and like, I'm not a lawyer, but from a non-lawyer perspective, Epic looks like a bunch of fucking goons and jokers. Like, they look like idiots.
What was the quote? Apple shows numbers similar to expert testimony we've covered, estimating that iOS is a small fraction of the Fortnite user base. Open quotation, makes you kind of wonder what we're doing here. Close quotation.
It's like the Epic's main argument is that the 30% rate that Apple set on its store is ridiculous and isn't worth it and has no industry standard. And Apple keeps going like, Steam, it costs 30%. Like this, like Sony and Microsoft do. And back when you guys were selling retail PC games, you guys took 60%. It was almost the same. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like,
yeah. Unfortunately, this will not lead to any satisfying conclusions soon. This is going to take a while before anything ends or wraps up or whatever the case may be. But Epic Clown Shoes, they won.
Apple pulled like a nice little trick on them, where remember, Epic made it so you could buy Fortnite bucks wherever and then use them on your iOS account, and then Apple was like, "What the fuck?" And that's what got them kicked off. When Epic was like, they're charging 30%, Apple's like, you can just totally buy Fortnite bucks anywhere and use them. Like, they're using the thing they did to get themselves kicked off as proof that Apple isn't wrong in the first place. It's like, no, you don't need to buy Fortnite bucks on the iOS store. You can totally buy it on the website.
Yeah, I don't know. I wonder if at any point they're going to, like, present the campaign. I assume it's going to be a part of this discussion, but it's like the part of this where Epic went on this ridiculous public like fucking righteous 1984 campaign is the most embarrassing aspect, because it kind of like, again, anyone who's looking at this going, yeah, fuck these two, let these giants fight, whoever wins, who cares.
Let them fight. Let
Right.
the babies shit on each other.
But when one company specifically is acting like ridiculous, like putting the clown makeup on as it goes on, it's not it's hard to not want to see them eat it harder in the long run. So
it's like,
oh
I
my
don't know
god,
how
and
they
then the fucking box, the collector's box with the shirt and shit.
Oh, yeah. It's like, I don't know how they could possibly argue that like the thing was in good faith when they had like the campaign ready to go within like 6 hours. Like, there were shirts, there was merchandise.
They printed merch. They sold merch.
Like, come on, get the fuck out of here.
I hope that gets introduced and discussed in the case. That would be really interesting to see if it's considered in any way, shape, or form.
Your Honor, I'd like to call Tim Sweeney to the stand. He is a dumb bitch. Can we put that on the record?
Can we play the song that Fortnite put out called "Play It for the Jury"? Play it for the jury.
Can we get a situation? I'd like everyone in the court to watch. The judge, you'd like to watch this. The video Epic put out, the 1984. I put forth to the court that this is cringe.
You want to help Tim Sweeney?
The judge recognizes that this is cringe, yes.
You're a fan of Tim Sweeney? You want to help Tim Sweeney? Introduce him to some older woman. Hide his camcorder. Anyway. We'll see where this goes.
Yeah, this lawsuit is cringe.
The whole thing.
It's just straight cringe. It's embarrassing. Also, we find out that out of the hundreds of millions of people that play Fortnite, only about 10 million of them are on iOS, which means it's like the whole fight is over like 1 to 2%
it's the most
of their
nothing.
Total. Like, like what you're fighting.
All this posturing, all this merch, all this like set up to talk about, like to imply that their bottom line is being crippled, acting as if their kneecaps are getting busted out, and it turns out to be the most minimal nothing of their enormous fan base.
Yeah. It's like, oh. And again, by trying to make more money, they actually lost a significant amount of money.
Do you think it's possible that like Tim was just really, really adamant about going hard in this direction, and everyone on the board members, on the fucking team, all the way down, were trying to rein it in as much as possible while he wanted to go full steam ahead?
Absolutely not. However, what I do think is possible is that Tim and 5 dudes on the board were like 100% go for it. And there were 2 guys on the board, and literally the entire management structure directly underneath them that were like, you stupid, stupid motherfuckers. Don't do, you stupid.
You think if anyone pulls out an iPhone at lunch that he'll just smack it out of their hands?
No, absolutely not. They all have iPhones. And at the end of the trial or whatever the fuck this is, they're all gonna laugh and all go out to dinner together and then just jerk and fart off on each other and be like, ha ha ha, and then eat money.
You mean snort?
No. They're gonna print out Benjamins and just eat them.
Okay.
Can you not right now, please?